Good evening, welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Marisol Colquitt, author of Finding True Love Through Online Dating, a Christian Woman's Guide, now available on Amazon, eBay, my website www.marisolcolquitt.com, Ingram's Park, as well as Barnes and Noble. And for some of you who have been with me for a little while, it's only been 2 months. I'm in my new office, or a little office, so I think I'm gonna turn this into my new studio so I can easily reach the camera, and hopefully the volume is better this way. And tonight I just wanted to continue on what I started about overcoming loneliness, which was just what they call a loneliness epidemic sweeping across the nation. And I think maybe even the world, and it's not affecting not only the young ones, but also the adults or the elderly. So I know that this is a big issue in our world today, especially with the rise of social media. Of course, we feel that we're surrounded by virtual friends, that we don't feel the need to interact face to face, and that's not doing anything to improve or help those who are already feeling isolated. So what are the things that I've already mentioned, of course, in the other video? What are the things that you can do to overcome loneliness? Of course, if you're single, you've been praying, you're probably like me. When I was single, I was very purposeful. I didn't want to date casually, so I wanted to wait for my first boyfriend before I would date. And honestly, it can't really be healthy. I think if you don't really have the self-control, I don't think there's anything wrong with going online or dating somebody. You shouldn't really restrict yourself or restrain yourself unless you really have a strong conviction that you should wait. But dating in itself is not wrong or sinful. Just to add on to what I already said, of course, spending time with God. It's only natural for us to crave relationships because we were created in the image of God. And God, there are 3 persons, one God. So that's the Trinity. So they are one, and they're the same, and they're interconnected, but each one is also different. But basically, the fellowship is there, and because we were made in the image of God, it's only natural for us to crave relationships. So if you don't have any relationship right now, maybe you're isolated from your family, maybe you're isolated from your friends, maybe you're even struggling making friends at church, I would encourage you to spend time with God first. And then the more you spend time with God, the more you know Him, the easier it will be for you to connect with others. Psalm 68 verse 5 says, "A father to the fatherless, defender of widows. This is God, whose dwelling is holy." God places the lonely in families. So if you're feeling lonely, the families that's being mentioned here is not necessarily talking about a biological family, because if your biological family is not a Christian, then that's going to be a struggle even more. But it's really talking about your Christian community, your Christian family. So again, spending time with God, and one way to spend time with God is through a journal. I actually have a new book. It's called Journal. Fearfully and Wonderfully Made is now available on Amazon, and I think it's a perfect companion it's a blank journal basically. It's a perfect companion for you while you spend time with God, and it really helps to remember everything that God has done. And if you have any prayer requests, it's great to note them down, and then when God answers your prayers, you can go back to your journal and just tick it off, your prayer request list. And yes, I think that you're gonna love my journal. It is a beautiful cover. It's pink, because it's made for women, and I'm not being sexist, okay? But yes, it's got sheen on it, and it's got over 140 lines or pages, sorry. So you don't have to keep replacing your journal. And as I said, cultivating relationships at church, it would really be a great way to overcome loneliness. Again, God places us in families, and our families, if you're a Christian, are Christian families. So of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't spend time with your biological family, but I would really encourage you to cultivate relationships with your Christian family. For us, what we do hang out with our pastors locally. We also invite friends from church and from other churches to come and hang out with us, just enjoy a burger or a steak at home. I know practicing hospitality, that really helps, cultivate relationship. And then, of course, you can also seek the help of a Christian counselor if you're struggling with something more serious. Maybe you've just recently lost somebody. I know death surrounds us all the time. I mean, almost every day I hear the news of somebody dying. Some of you might have heard about the shooting in Allen. Children and adults died in that tragedy. Tragedy or nonsensical or senseless tragedy. And it's really difficult because, there's a mall that we used to go to almost every month or twice a month, and it just feels so close to home. And you just never know what might happen tomorrow. So I would really encourage you to seek the help of a Christian counselor. TrueLoveDates.com. She's an author. I've been following her. She might be a good source of Christian counselors that you might want to check out. And then, of course, you seek help from others. Again, it's kind of overlapping with cultivating relationships at church, or cultivating or forging relationships at church. Try and hang out, try and befriend other people. Remember, a lot of people, even if you're shy, we have to remember that friendships are a two-way street. You can't just expect people to come to you and, hey, like, hi, I'm Marisol, and all that. I do that a lot, especially at church. But if nobody is approaching you, you shouldn't get mad, you shouldn't get upset, but actually you should try. You really have to come out and step out of your comfort zone and try to reach out yourself and introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Marisol. Just make small comments. Have you been attending this church long? Do you live in the area? What did you love about the preaching today? What did you love about the sermon? So it's just to encourage one another, because again, there's a lot of lonely people out there, and that's the reason why I started this channel, because I really wanted to reach out to single women especially, and single men, because I know they are struggling with loneliness and feeling isolated. Okay? And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Please subscribe or like this video, because it really helps to grow this channel. I also create shorts, so if you're busy, just check it out. It's less than 1 minute, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. And again, hit like and subscribe. God bless, and I pray that the love of God the Father fill your heart through and through, so that you don't feel isolated or lonely or depressed or anxious anymore. God bless.